Unfortunately, more allegations of animal cruelty are being looked into in Mansfield.
And I've been investigating this case myself for over a week now and have the report for you this morning.
9 or 10 years ago, a friend had called me up and said, there's this lady with all these Arabian horses, and because I like Arabians, I went over to meet her.
This is Brenda. She asked us not to use her last name or show her on camera. Brenda has been helping her friend take care of her 10 horses for years. Brenda says she slowly began to realize that those horses weren't being taken care of properly.
One of the older stallions got so sick that he couldn't stand, and I wanted him to be put down so he wasn't suffering, and she fought me on that and fought me on that.
A farrier who saw the horses last year told WENY News that he helped provide care in November.
At that time, there was a horse with chronic hoof issues that needed regular hoof care. The environment of the barn was, rather run down and in a state of disrepair.
The dispute between Brenda and the owner continued to put a strain on their relationship. She began to visit less often until just 2 weeks ago.
Someone had called me and told me that one of the horses was dead and that there was no water in the barn.
She asked the owner to find the horses a new home. The owner refused. State police went over last week to check on the horses' welfare. They told me the horses looked okay to them and were being fed. These are pictures of the horses taken by Brenda, and Brenda wasn't convinced. Now I'm standing just off the property where the horses are being kept. We actually just finished talking with the owner of the home and those horses, and she says she's able to take care of them and they're doing fine, although she won't let us into the barn to see them. The owner refused an on-camera interview to allow us to show you her horses. She says she's fully capable of taking care of them. Helen Smith at Sundance Horse and Rescue says they offered to take the horses off her hands, but she refused. Smith says the main problem from all of this is their lack of animal cruelty abuse centers. Tioga County doesn't have an animal welfare organization or humane society, making investigations like this one very difficult.
We desperately need to have an authority figure who can help the rescues and the sanctuaries to stand up for the animals that we get the calls on. It would make our job a lot easier.
As for the horses still inside the barn, there are only 3 left now. Brenda and others promise they will continue to fight for their safety.
Really want them to go somewhere where they're taken care of.
Now, state police in Mansfield did admit they aren't experts on animal care. Now, following my phone conversation with them last week, they called in a trained humane officer from Philadelphia for second opinion, and we're still waiting on a report from their visit. But my source tells me that a veterinarian has checked on those horses this week, and the owner is close to letting them go.